Good morning, y'all. A little got scared after I said good morning, y'all. That is too funny. As you know, I'm doing some travel videos and I really would love to incorporate some drone footage that I can shoot on site because they look amazing when I was flying them. But before I can even post them, I really need to get my drone license. And Dan got me for Christmas this DJI mini drone, which I love very much. Thank you, sweetie. I can't really use any footage until I have the license, and I'm just studying for it. And it's so much to study. There's so many words that I don't even know in Chinese. I'm like, crap. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm studying for it, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so I studied for a few days now. I've never taken the test. I've only followed along with certain tutorials and stuff. And I just took a test and it's not funny. It's not funny. Correct answer was 28 out of 79 questions. My score is 35. This is horrible. I only have until tomorrow afternoon. I don't even have enough time to reschedule the test anymore. Jesus. Wait, the answers were not mine, so I did better than that. That scared the crap out of me. Good morning, y'all. Today's the test day. Dan was very supportive and he was like, "You won't fail, you'll pass." I'm like, "Well, thank you, sweetie." But I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much to remember still. I'm just looking at these flowers. Be a little bit better. Alrighty, I'm in the parking lot of the testing center. I'm gonna go in and take my test. I think I'm pretty prepared as I can. Yeah, just very nervous, a little nervous. $175, here I come. Alright, drum roll, test result, passed. Not too bad. I'm happy about it. I mean, the score is lower than I wanted. I wanted to get like at least 90, but whatever, you know, I passed. Woohoo! To add something though, with the test, my test was at 1:30. And the testing center actually had such a big problem that we waited for like at least an hour, and the system that I was testing on seemed to have worked, or the server seemed to have worked. And so almost all of the test participants were gone. Like, they couldn't take the test. And after 80 minutes, I got in and took the test. And so yeah, we did wait for a long time, and now I have to drive through rush hour. So I got 3 mails today. Well, we got 3 mails today. 2 for Dan and I, and 1 for just me. And this is from the FAA. So I'm very excited because I think this is my license. Woohoo! Oh, that's really cool. That's what it looks like. And I also have to put my signature in the back. This is great. Oh, I'm so excited. Awesome. It's been about a month and a half since I passed the test, and now this is the actual license. I've been holding my temporary license, and I think it's valid for like 90 days or something. I can't remember, but it's valid for a while, and now I have this, so I'm very excited. And so I guess I'll also take the opportunity to answer some questions. First question I usually get is, do you need a license to fly a drone? Which the answer is no, you don't need a license to fly a drone. There is a difference between registering your drone and also getting a drone license. When the drone you have is over 250 grams, then you have to register the drone with the FAA. Now, if you're looking to, let's say, monetize your video, or if you're flying under certain conditions, like you want to fly over people and stuff like that, then you will need a license. To answer the question, no, you don't need a license to fly a drone. I just got mine because I might want to monetize my drone footage in the future. And usually after this question, people will start sharing what they were thinking about. They're less of a question, more as a comment or a conversation. To those of you who already has a drone as a gift or who's looking to get one, my suggestion is if you are looking to fly recreationally, I'm going to put a link in the description below if you have to pass that quick test so that you have a general idea of what flying a drone is. For example, if you want to fly over people, which if you're flying recreationally you cannot do, but you might want to also know the definition of flying over people, because if you're like flying at an angle, it is okay. I would recommend you take the class. If you want, you can also take the Part 107 certification, and so you'll get a license like I do, and you actually will learn a lot through the process. So this kind of stemmed to the third common questions that I've gotten. What do you have to study for the certification? With the certification, you actually learn a lot about the rules, the regulations in general. You will learn about the airspace A, B, C, D, E, G. Once you know how the airspace works, you will learn how to identify them on sectional charts and other crucial markings for airmen. In addition, you will need to learn the weather effects and how to read METAR and TAF weather reports, the basics of airport operations such as how a manned airplane initiates landing in relations to the runway, just in case if you were to fly around airports. Last year in 2011, FAA actually has added some more rules for flying over people, moving vehicles, flying at night, and then also they're going to implement remote ID, which I believe doesn't take effect until next year. And lastly, I will add that different countries also have different drone laws and regulations as well. So if you are thinking about, oh, I'm gonna fly in a different country, you might want to check it. Take Taiwan for example. The one strict airspace where all the red areas are prohibited to fly has now become this. And the regulations can still change because how new the subject is in the legal space. It's kind of a pain, and I wish there was something like an international drone license, like an international driver's license, you know? But I know the issue is pretty complicated, so until that day comes, you'll just have to do your research before you actually fly in a different country. And currently, the drone that Dan got me is a DJI Mavic Mini. He bought the combo including extra batteries and propeller guards. If you're interested, I will share the link in the description below so you can check it out. It's a really good beginner drone that weighs only 249 grams, including the battery weight. It flies really well and has a great wind resistance, and the gimbal camera allows you to take stable 1080p and 2.7K HD images and videos. But if you're looking for more advanced functions such as 4K videos, obstacle sensing, and active tracking, then the newest DJI Mini 3 Pro can be a really good beginner consideration. It also still weighs only 249 grams, so you don't have to register it. I will leave a link in the description below for you as well. Lastly, I will add that when Dan first got me the drone, I didn't know any of the rules and thought I could just start flying. But then I started looking into it and realized, well, I actually need to get a drone license. So definitely do your research first before you start flying your drone. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about drone flying and you would need some answers, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'd be happy to help out and or direct you to the correct resources. And like I said, in the future, I will be incorporating some of the drone footage in my travel videos. So feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet, and stay tuned. I will see you next time. Bye.